up the blanket.
Are those new underwear? That's nice.
No, they're old, but thanks for noticing. Once in a lifetime.
I love that.
So, who's ready to start school this week?
Welcome to our returning students and a special welcome to our new freshman class. This is an important time for you. You're on the cusp of adulthood, about to enter a new world.
Can't wait. I'm sick of being the smallest kid in my class.
I'm happy to tell you that your first field trip is this weekend. Tommy, can I speak to you for a minute? I'm sorry to say that you won't be joining the rest of your class on this particular field trip.
What? Why not?
You'll just have to wait until you're a little older before you can join your class on these trips, okay?
Dude, what's wrong? I went on the field trip. What happened? So what do we do? I don't know. Those things are the most important people in the town. I saw something weird there.
Weird. What do you mean?
We could use some more hard evidence. What the f was that?
Tommy, what are you doing?
You jeopardize my job and the well-being of this family.
This is bad. No, I mean I gotta get out of here, out of this town.
There's no point running, Tommy. You'll be part of us soon enough.
Let's f shit up.
Hey.
This video and all content is made possible by our Patreon subscribers. For $3 a month, you can help keep the lights on here at From North to Wharf. Thank you for your ongoing support. And if you would like your own From North to Wharf merchandise, head to fromnorthtowharf.threadless.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial but verified one-stop destination for bento box entertainment information. We're not quite sure
all
these
that
days anymore. As always, I am Mike,
and I am JB,
and
I feel like I'm fully adjusted to this Thursday domination at this point. I kind of like it. I can ease into these episodes, watch them a couple times. It's kind of nice.
Yes. It is a little weird though. I'm not gonna lie.
It still feels odd because like I'll still wait until almost like Sunday to watch them. And be like,
same.
Like I feel like I'm cheating if I watch it earlier, but at the same time, I'm like, it is nice that it's all available starting Friday morning.
I don't think I watched these episodes until like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, I watched them Saturday and then rewatched them again yesterday. So,
let's see. Hey Yahoo, hey Christine, hey RVA. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all are safe. Yeah, not. I mean, we have 3 episodes to discuss tonight. Not really much in the way of news as far as the shows go. I know Wendy and Lizzie are making a real big push for an Emmy nod.
Emmy noms, yep.
So we'll see how that goes. Still no news as far as whether or not the show's been renewed. We're still floating around trying to figure things out. But
Mhm.
we do know that our buddy Mario, who did go into surgery today, so I haven't heard from
Yeah.
him yet, but hopefully
Hope
he's doing well.
good.
We know that he's moved to Grimsburg, was it?
Yes.
Okay, per a social media post, he is now on Grimsburg. So
And Mario was a director for the Great North. He also did Central Park
and
before
Bob's.
that he was on Bob's. And I mean, if we go any earlier than that, I mean, he's done everything. Pretty cool. Anything you liked as your childhood, he probably was working on.
Yeah. So
Wish him well.
take that information and do with it what you will. Read into it however you like. We are just taking things at face value right now.
Because things can always shift depending on what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Cello. Not used to the timeline at all. Emoji and I watch live. Oh, you're the one who keeps watching live, Christine. Yeah, I don't have cable, so.
This is the week that there are no new episodes. They are reruns. You are
correct,
right.
Cello. This coming Thursday are all rerun episodes, and that's actually going to affect what we do next Monday.
Yes.
Not that we're not having a show, but we're gonna try something different. We're gonna try something fun. So you're gonna want to tune in next week to see exactly what your old pals Mike and JB are gonna be doing next week. That's so different. What could it be? I don't know.
So interesting.
So interesting. No, okay. I was gonna say I think we did a test run last night.
We did. It ran fine.
We did. I was hoping to do it on live to see what it looked like live, but we never got around to actually stream it. So
we can try it this week. Maybe Thursday we can try it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have an antenna. I bet. Yeah.
Only news that we've got is again, Pride stuff on Toddland is available. Also,
and shipping.
Yep. We should also be seeing Comic-Con stuff soon. That should be slowly trickling.
Soon. We are literally, you and I are a month or less than a month away from touching down in San Diego.
All tickets have been booked.
Oof.
Even Adams. So
okay.
We are flying together. So.
Oh, nice. That's well, because I know you bought yours first.
I did, and I will be coming home Sunday night late.
Boo.
I'll be leaving at 10:30 at night and getting in at 9:30 the next morning.
Oh, which means you have to leave the venue at, let's say, 7.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not even going to be there for breakdown. That's fine. That's what I did last year.
I thought breakdown was earlier, but maybe it's not.
Well, breakdown's at 5, but to get the van there and do all that, you'll miss some of it. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, you don't have the issue where your plane gets delayed.
Yeah, that would be.
And then you have to spend the night at the airport.
I would just come back.
Oh
wait, no, because then you go through security again and everything.
Yep.
I don't know. I probably would just stay.
And then odds are they're probably going to tell you, oh, you're good at 8 a.m. And then they'll say, oh, no, now you're good till 10. So you might as well just sleep at the airport. It ain't worth it.
No.
It ain't worth it. Yeah, that's.
And then the only new merch that we have seen that people have been posting online and collecting are the figures that Mike has. They're not bobbleheads, but they are figures. And they're very nice. They're very good quality.
Yeah.
Yep. Bought a box.
These will be coming to Comic-Con with us.
And then Adam will be bringing my box this week. So
yes,
he does look good. Teddy looks good too.
They are solid.
They're solid,
especially for $5.
Hope they keep doing these.
I hope so too. I hope so.
It's almost like Kid Robot has dropped the ball. So this company is kind of picking up where it's as you said, you made a good analogy. It's like U-Tunes and Kid Robots. It's kind of like they merged.
Yeah. So I did see the exclusives this year from Kid Robot. Doesn't look like there's any Bob stuff coming from them. Still waiting to see what UCC does, or I guess UCC would be the only other ones who, other than Toddland, of course, who does the exclusive figures. So we shall see, but we haven't heard anything as far as exclusive merch coming from those folks. But these you can get at 5 and Below, or I heard Hot Topic, but they charge way too much at Hot Topic. And you can also get them on eBay and Mercari. I spent many a nights at airports, always awful. Oh, absolutely. I got you beat. Spending the night at an airport and needing a CPAP. That's even worse. Yeah, Christine sent a photo of the poster. Apparently, there are posters now at the Dollar Tree for Bob's. I'll have to grab that image and post it up.
Really? What poster is it?
It's just a family portrait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's a white background with the family, and it says Bob's Burgers on it.
All right, let's see here. I just picked up UCC and I'm seeing what they've got so far. It looks like mostly a lot of old stuff. They haven't posted new stuff.
No, they won't.
This is old. This is
Yeah.
old. Like they're posting like their old keychains and the Coochie Kopi like little keychain sets. They're from like Fat Mojo too, like the family figures. Like they're posting a lot of these old ones. The old Coochie Kopi cookie jar. They haven't made that in a long time.
Yeah, for folks, keep checking the San Diego Comic-Con fan blog. They're the ones who post all the updates and exclusive figures and stuff like that. And then when we hear about it, we'll obviously post it ourselves. But for right now, I'm not seeing any new Bob stuff outside of Toddland. So we'll see. Which is fine because that'll save me a lot of money. So
yeah, and plus it is difficult getting these things. Like when UCC, we were lucky enough that they were like, yeah, we can set some aside for you guys. But usually they're like, no, get in line.
Yeah, that's another thing is just because we're there early doesn't mean we're allowed to buy stuff early.
We try and we're like, is there any way that we could because we work too. So it was like usually on Wednesdays we'll be like, is it cool if we just come here first thing in the morning and get it? And they're like, we can't have any transactions until 8 a.m. or whatever they open.
I know so far I've looked at a lot of the exclusives, not just Bob stuff, but outside of Bob stuff. And there's really only one thing I'm looking to buy this year, so I'm not terribly concerned about picking up anything. But
everybody goes nuts for the what was it last year? The X-Men Air Jordans, but you didn't know which one you were getting, and it was just a lottery. And they're like $200 something bucks, and the Tamagotchis are always a hit.
Yeah, they're this year NECA and Ben Cooper are releasing a figure. They're essentially the old retro Halloween costume style things.
Oh yeah.
So they got one for Comic-Con this year that run about $35, I think it is.
That's fine. And that's an okay price.
Yeah, I collect those. Those are about $20 in stores, and then the Comic-Con I think is limited to $200. So I'll be looking to pick that one up.
I usually hit the same booths every year.
Yeah. And honestly, and this is going to sound like we're jaded, and maybe we are, but Comic-Con, after the first year, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. And
you start to know what you want to, and you kind of know if you want to put up with it or not.
Mm-hmm.
We'll walk around. If we see the line is insane, we're like, yeah, that ain't worth it.
No,
or if it's something we really want, we can just ask them ahead of time. Like, is it cool if we just get this after our shift's over? And sometimes they're cool with us, and sometimes they're not. I'm hoping this year the Hulu booth is cool with us. They were a little bit cooler last year, but
that's always run by interns. They're gonna fuck it up. And honestly, I haven't even put up the posters from last year. They're rolled up somewhere.
It's always the one intern. Usually it's the guy who's always like, no. But then if we just ask the other ones, they're like, yeah, we don't care. You can come get it. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's the same thing for you, but I no longer go to Comic-Con excited for what we're gonna stuff. I'm more excited to see you and all of our friends and hang out for the week.
Yeah, hang out with friends and work and go do the events that we want to do and go to the panels and do the meetup and see staff and it's more that stuff now.
Yeah, because we're a bit jaded now.
Yeah, because we'll hit up Will Forte or Frank Forte's table. We'll hit up some of the other smaller booths that we like there's that cool spooky Halloween cardboard one that's super awesome, and I love their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll hit up the Avatar booth and the Snoopy booth and some stuff like that for my kiddo. But other than that, I usually don't go near a lot of that stuff. I'll look at the Star Wars stuff and the Lego stuff, but it's I have no desire.
Yeah, I take it in and I'll send photos back home, but it's What's really cool is when people want to see us.
Yeah,
Like not like it's like a whole jerk off session where like, ooh, you know, but it's like it's fun for like Paul Scarlatta last year came up to the booth. He was like, "Hey, Mike," and I was like, "Holy shit, hey, Paul."
Yeah, it's like people we interview that it's cool,
Yeah.
or like when we see like howdy boys, and it's like, oh hey, what's up, Simon? And
Yeah.
it's just like we see them walking by, and they're like, we'll pop by in a little bit, or like when Bernard stops by to buy merchandise that he wants for his kids, and then we're not allowed to have a sketch.
I will say I'm super bummed that we missed the cast and raining last year.
We're trying to remedy that.
Yeah. In fact, I guess we can announce it now. So we kind of
let's segue.
Discuss Comic-Con. So for those of you in chat or anybody who's watching this after the fact, if you are going to be heading to San Diego Comic-Con, and you know us, we always co-host the fan meetup. And as of last year, we've been hosting the trivia. We were waiting to announce the time and the dates, but we can announce that exclusively now. We'll announce this tomorrow on Instagram. But first up on, let's see, I think actually they're both happening the same day.
Yep.
So first up, the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con Bob's Burgers fan meetup. Now, while it says Bob's Burgers, I mean we
are open
North
to and everyone though.
Anybody in any fandom.
We had some Great North people last year, and we're more than happy to have them.
Absolutely. There's a slight change to this year. It is going to be at noon. I think last year it was at like 3.
Yeah,
or
it was
1:30 or something like that. We're doing it at noon for a couple of reasons. One is it gets it done earlier in the day so people have time to go out and see everything else. B,
plus the panels were super close to it.
Exactly.
People were like, we were gonna miss the panels or go to the meetup, and they're like, we wanted to do both.
Yeah, so this way we can allow the fans who want to come to the meetup to do the meetup and still be able to get in line for the panel.
Plus, it got really tight for us, even like last year, where we had to like ask like Jay and like Wendy and Lizzie, like, is there any way we can get in because we're nervous we're not going to be able to get in. And they were nice enough to help out, so we're like, we probably just need to change the time.
And if we're being completely honest, why are we doing this early? And maybe if the cast and crew are around, maybe they'll poke their head in and say hi.
That's on their way to lunch, perhaps.
That's always a hope, but you never know. But yes, that'll be the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con Bob's Burgers and Friends fan meetup, July 25th, 2025, 12 p.m. noon at the, hold on, I have it right in front of me here, at the Hilton San Diego Bayfront. If you were there last year, you know exactly where that's at. If not a problem. When we touch down in San Diego, we'll be taking...
We're going to make a pin and take photos.
Yeah, we're going
to do it right this year.
Exactly.
We know exactly where we're going. It's on the first floor. Or is it first floor? It might be second floor. Second floor. But like the Indigo Ballroom and all that, where the panels and stuff are on the 4th floor, I believe, or the 3rd floor. So it's really like
everything's on the 2nd floor.
Oh, then it's literally just a hallway walk.
Yes.
But we usually do it like right by the front. On the side, there's some wood paneling and a bench. We try to hold that place down. Then we take our group photos. I'm going to try to delay our group photo a little bit to more like in the middle so we get as big a number as we can.
Yeah. We'll have to discuss it with Stephanie.
Yeah.
But more than likely, the group photo will probably be around 12:15. Because these things don't usually last all that long. We kind of get there, we do our group photo, friends say hi to each other, we give away what we're giving away, and then we kind of just meandering around for a little bit.
Usually everyone will start taking pictures,
just
hanging out, and then it usually like about an hour later it trickles out.
Yeah, if that. So yeah, that'll be at the Hilton Bayfront on the 2nd floor. If you know where the Indigo Ballroom is, you just take the escalator up to the 2nd floor, and we're right there at the base of the escalators. You can't miss us. Maybe we'll make a sign, but once you see one Bob's fan and you'll know where
Once you see a lot of cosplaying of Bob's, you know you're in the right place.
Yeah. But that is not the only event that we are hosting, or this one we're co-hosting, us and Teen Apocalypse. But that night, Friday night, at 8 p.m., we will also be doing for the second annual San Diego Comic-Con Bob's Burgers Live Trivia, July 25th, that same Friday night, 8 p.m. at the Marriott Marquis, which is right next door to the convention center for San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. We usually do it on the first floor, and we'll pin it, but it's really, there's like an atrium area that's like next to the pool, but it's inside, and we usually try to take up, there's a big lounge area with a bunch of tables and stuff. We try to take up that area so that we have room for everybody. It's right across from the Starbucks in the hotel. So
yes.
We'll pin it and we'll take pictures so people know exactly. There'll probably be like a picture of Mike being like, "We will be here."
Mm-hmm. We may pivot depending on how many people we get, but there's a lot of things that we can't account for until the night of.
There.
So we're really good about thinking on the fly. But we
people have been very cool with us too. If like
Yeah.
we're like, "Hey, we're doing a trivia thing," and there's like more people than we expected. Are you cool moving a table or two over? And people are like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. All events are free. In fact, neither of these are you have to have a ticket to Comic-Con to attend because they're all off-site.
Yep. Hotel literally is off-site too, the Hilton and the Marriott. So you don't have to have a pass to get in. You can hang out if you just want to hang out. That's totally fine with us.
Yep. And should be a good time. We'll yeah, we got a lot of fun things planned. So yeah, that is T-minus, let's see, 30, 20. So we're literally about 4 weeks away from us being in San Diego.
Yep.
Oof. All right. But enough of that. We have 3 new episodes to discuss tonight. We have 2 new episodes of The Great North, and we have 1 episode of Bob's Burgers. What do you want to tackle first? We also have a new installment of the Lone Moose Minute with Sam to get to as well. So
we do, and that's gonna be a 2-parter probably as well.
Yep, it is 4 minutes of Sam.
And do, because I was gonna say we could sandwich it, but we don't want to sandwich that with Sam because then Sam will talk about the other episodes. So let's do the Great North and get it over and out, so then we can get Sam in there as well, and we don't forget about him.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so this week, and I just was telling Mike too off air, this was like the fillet of animation. This was so good.
This is a very good
so
week.
Many good things, and it was very refreshing to watch all these episodes.
Yeah.
So the first Great North episode we'll talk about is season 5, episode 16, the Super Smash Lovers Adventure, and it starts off with it's a very small synopsis. After encountering an extreme experience, Ham, Judy, and Moon get a whole new outlook on life, as well as Honeybee and Wolf are having issues and need some space and don't know how to talk to each other about that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What is this still doing up here? There we go. Yeah, I really, so there's 1 episode this week that I really liked and 1 episode that I just liked. This episode I really liked. I thought it was hilarious.
I would follow Moon.
Yeah.
He was great. I enjoyed him so much.
Did you, and maybe this is just my doom and gloom brain, but did you kind of feel like Beef was commenting on perhaps the future of the show?
I hope that's not what it was, but the coffin was a little weird.
Let's be clear. These episodes are written well in advance of all
Yes,
this.
they are.
So it's not like he was like hinting at anything, but like it's hard to separate the two.
I kind of thought maybe while watching it, because he seems so giddy and happy while he's looking at his coffin and getting out of it, and it's like, oh.
I feel like Beef says he's gonna die at 80, and somehow we're gonna find out that he's like 79, and we're like, oh shit, this is all lined up perfectly.
It does. I agree with Yahoo. The cult with Moon and Ham and Judy I thought was hysterical, but I also really did enjoy that Honeybee and Wolf were having issues. It's a real problem when people move in together and they don't realize how
it really is.
How little the cute things that you like at first, you don't end up liking long term. And me and Mike have been with our partners for a while. So
18 years.
Yeah, we're at 14 together and 10
Yep.
married. So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought it was really cute at first when they left drawers open. And then running into them for like 8 years, I've just learned now, instead of being like, why is this open? It's being like, just close it as I walk by. Or like, why is this door open? It's just like, close it. Or like, why is this cabinet open? Just close it. So little stuff like that, you're like, it's cute, but at the same time, you're like, I need some space, which is why there's this space.
Yeah, I'm glad that they finally realize, hey, we like, just because we annoy each other doesn't mean like we don't love each other any less or anymore. Or and it's okay to be annoyed at your partner. It's fine. It's healthy.
It's actually very healthy.
It's when it like leads to resentment, then you got issues. But
and that's why I'm glad that finally, like, Honeybee was going about it, I mean, in a productive-ish way, like, let's redo the space a little bit, but she went a little overboard, heavily overboard. And I think Wolf was really trying to be like, we should just kind of talk about this and talk it through. And she didn't know how to tell him that she needed space. But then he was also like, your farts are awful. And like, this is so annoying. And when you broke my like Lego set, that was horrible. And he's like, there are things that they both thought each other didn't like, which is completely honest. They didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't know it.
What I was afraid was going to happen, and I mean, afraid is a very strong word. I'm not really afraid about it, but they were going to attack each other. Like Honeybee was like, you know what, your farts are getting annoying, and then Wolf would just say something else just because he's getting defensive. I'm like, dude, no, don't do that, don't do that. You guys are gonna get into it.
I'm glad that he didn't. He was very like even keel about it. He was like, yeah, I'm very annoyed with you right now. I've been very annoyed with you for several days. And but doesn't mean that I don't care about you and I don't love you, and that I don't think that we can just talk about this and figure it out. I was like, man, he's being an adult.
There is absolutely no way any of what Honeybee did was up to code.
Oh God, none of it. The doorway that led to nothing, the wall just being, and that little tarp, I was like, that's pathetic. I figured at some point, I mean, Beef did show up and get the wolf out, but I was expecting him to be like, how long has this been going on? And just being like, if you guys just want more room, and then literally just like him just working with like a montage, and they make like the upstairs, and they make this little side room for Honeybee and him to have their own space. And he's like, I even put in a second small bathroom. And it's like, done.
It feels like the renovations at the end went very fast. I would have liked to have seen Wolf involved or Beef involved.
Just like with a little hammer, just being like, oh, just like, just having some moments. Because I think, as Wolf pointed out, like, I am nowhere near as good with a hammer as my papa. But it would have been nice to see him attempt.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe that could actually have been a fun thing where Honeybee and Beef connect. I know they have to a little bit, but it could have been nice if it was just like, you and my dad just like destroyed this and made it so easy. It looks so good. Just like, and you did a great job painting that one wall, babe.
Yeah,
like you're damn right I did.
They weren't able to connect on like the ice fishing, but like this renovation, it could have been their thing. But all in all, I liked where they took the episode.
Liked this episode.
Yeah, I like where they took it. I like what they did. I was a little indifferent to the B plot with the kids.
Oh, no, I thought that was amazing. I loved him being like, what is the point of all of this?
I thought it was fine.
I love that he had his offerings in the bathroom. And he's like, what kind are they? Oh, those will do just fine. Push them forward. Many blessings.
Yeah. I don't, it just seemed way too out of character for Moon, because he's always so pragmatic and he's always so like down to earth and knows what's real and what's right and X, Y, and Z. And then now he's on the spiritualism kick.
So great. It's so opposite. And the coffin made him realize that. He's like, there was just emptiness. And then there was everything.
I would have liked to have seen the kids in the coffin having these realizations, as opposed to just sitting on the couch and saying, hey, I felt nothing. Hey, I saw everything. I would have liked to have seen them, similar to a Simpsons episode where Lisa was in a sensory deprivation tank. and she like saw the lights and stuff. Like I would have liked to have seen the kids had their moments in there and have these realizations.
And Judy just walking around in a blank space, like there's nothing.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
There's nothing
and
here.
Just being like, I saw my whole life flash. It's just like really quick, and it's just like, and there wasn't much there.
Yeah,
and then just
literally
just Moon just being like, everything is interconnected. And it's all wonderful. And just him like floating around, almost like the DVD logo just bouncing off the corners, just being like, everything is wonderful.
It could have been so cool with Ham because like we could have seen like an old. This would have been a way for us to see like older versions of the kids.
Yep.
Like we could have seen an older Ham with like somebody. Maybe it's not Crispin. And maybe we don't actually see anybody. It's just him holding someone's hand. But that could have led to like so many more.
Well, even there could have been a moment too where like Judy even says like there was nothing and I just felt nothing, and Ham could have been like, I don't know, I had some thoughts about you and you were in mine, so like you definitely like had a good life. Like just kind of bring it back to reality, and then maybe Moon snaps out of it at some point.
But yeah, all in all, I thought that was a very solid episode. I'm confused as to why they did a double dip this week. I assume because there are no new episodes next week for any of the shows. But I honestly don't know.
I don't know, but I really enjoyed it. And
yeah,
I'm glad we got two because I enjoyed both of them, honestly, since we get into the next one too.
Yeah, let's get into the next one.
Serendipity Beef Adventure. On a field trip to view Carlu's kissing comet, Beef rushes to stop his kids from suffering a terrible fate, which is that he and Kathleen kissed when the comets went by and his whole life got destroyed, he thought, until, again, the voice of reason, Ham Tobin, literally is just like, you got 4 kids out of that. That was pretty amazing. And like, or no, sorry, Moon brought it down. So like, a wiser 10-year-old than you were at 17, Dad.
If I was taken out of the last episode by Moon being so out of character, I was completely out of this episode because of how much Moon was out of character at the end there. Like he likes what's her face, but he's never been so out with it. He's never been so older in the way he's handling things. The way he talked to Beef at the end there, saying, "Hey, I think you're pretty cool." He's talking like he's like 20 years old.
I think he is like I think actually, if I had to be honest, most of his kids are. Like Moon definitely is. Judy kind of isn't, but she kind of is. She does like the murder mystery parties and stuff like that. But Ham likes to bake cakes, and Wolf loves like old movies. So they're kind of like old souls in a lot of ways, probably because their dad raised them. But I think that's kind of like also gives them a little more insight to be wise.
Yeah.
Especially Moon. Moon seems like the divorce went through it and was like, it's fine. Like,
well, Beef has said that Moon is his most mature progeny. So clearly he thinks that Moon is I guess the most developed. I don't know what the word.
I know you were saying you got taken out by Moon. I felt taken away by Beef because he's made so much progress this season, and to watch it kind of just come unfolded by Kathleen again was so weird and random because it seemed like, I guess maybe with like Clarissa and him not working out, that he was like really just kind of falling apart a little bit and was kind of like maybe going through his feels again.
See, I think this is more of a full circle moment because last time we saw what's her face. Beef was giving her a ride to the dock to go meet up with this man. And then after they kind of did that whole thing, they realized, hey, maybe we're not meant for each other right now. And then here,
need to date a little bit before I find you.
Yeah, and then here it seems like they kind of circled back and found each other. Whether that evolves into anything, I don't know. But it kind of seemed full circle moment for the both of them.
I agree with you now that you've kind of laid it out there. That does make sense, especially with what they said during that episode on the cruise.
And he searched her out.
He did. He didn't want. He saw the other ones. And he's like, no, I need her. I need to find her. I was taking a little bit out of it because it wasn't Megan Mullally.
So here's my thing. It wasn't as jarring as Lauren doing Mickey.
No, not at all.
It seemed like somebody doing a serviceable impression of Megan Mullally's voice. If you would have told me Megan had a cold that day, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And so it was the seltzer of Megan Mullally voices. Like there's a hint of flavor in there, but not enough to give you like, oh, this is definitely a Sprite.
Yeah, there was certain words where I was like, oh, like that kind of sounds like her. And then there was other parts where I'm like, no, maybe not. And I wonder if it maybe was like a last minute dialogue change.
Could be.
Like did it like almost like how Aaron used to say, like, yeah, sometimes like we just like it comes back and it doesn't look good. And we have to change some things, and then we're like, oh, now we need to have them re-record something, and sometimes they're just not available.
Yeah, scheduling happens.
I mean, they're on tour right now, her and Nick doing comedy and stuff. So I think in Australia or somewhere, so they probably couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, the only pushback I would give to that is they recorded everything during the pandemic too. So
they did, but it could be like time change difference, and it maybe was like a very last minute thing.
Yeah, I'm of the mind that it's probably just a scheduling conflict. But let's be honest, we don't see enough of that character for it to make much of a difference anyway. So, okay, so I'm not the only one who knows it's not her and keeps taking away from the character. I don't think it took anything away, if I'm being honest.
I think if Mike was right, it's serviceable. It did a fine job. I still was excited for the two of them, and I was glad that it happened. But for me, it's always just like, I saw them on Parks and Rec. I've seen them on other shows together. It's like, it would just be fun if it was the two of them. But we might get that at some point, so I'm not nervous about that.
Yeah. So, and again, let's be honest. We've seen her like twice this season. We're not. It'd be different if like Judy got a new voice. Yes. One of the main characters, but one of these ancillary characters, just like Mickey when Lauren did it. It's not as jarring this time, but I mean, it is what it is. Well, hey, JZG.
Hey. And then we had the fun plot of Aunt Dirt thinking she got left in a nursing home.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed that. That was kind of goofy and funny.
I enjoyed it too. I love Dirt's attitude of, F you, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't care. You're old. I'm not old, even though we're the same age. I don't know. I just love her F it attitude. Yes, I'm saying F it. I'm trying not to swear.
Well, yeah, and then like even like that episode where they played Dungeons and Dragons without her, and she's just like, "You can all burn in hell."
Yeah,
and it's like, she like holds the grudge.
Yeah, kids can get it too. It does not matter. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first episode. This second episode was good. Again, Moon kind of took me out of it at the end there, not in a bad way, but like in a okay. That's how you're playing this. You've never really been this outwardly with your affections for a girl. So that was a little weird to see. Because he's usually so headstrong. But this time, I guess he's of the age where he's a little smitten. So
yeah. And I mean, they did lay it out where it's like, did she make a fire in a shelter within the moment we've been speaking? He's like, she sure did.
Yeah,
she does all the things that he likes, so he's very into her.
Yeah, and I guess it's cool that she felt the same way. Like, you know me, I don't really buy into the whole.
You don't do the ships.
I don't do the ships. It just seems weird. Hey, I wanted to say I loved Mr.
Popcorn and Ham. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was. And speaking of, we haven't posted it yet, but that's where one of the Yetis is. When they're in the car listening to music, one of the Yetis is in the background. In fact, I gotta grab those and post them after tonight. Different episode, but I want to say, oh no, it's fine. Yeah, we already covered that episode, but it was.
But I did enjoy that as well. They went hat shopping, and it's just literally like, why am I being an old, depressed midlife person?
Oh, I don't know if you saw, we posted or we reposted JZG's story, but she bought one of your designs, your shirts.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the Toddland ones that is now sold out, actually.
Ooh, very cool. Thank you. I didn't get one yet. I will though.
That's fine. It took me like 2 years to buy my Pride stuff, so it's fine.
I just need to see what size shirt I am now. So
Oh.
things have changed a little bit. So I gotta see.
I'm so afraid she'd tell him she didn't return the feelings, but they're together and it's so cute. Yeah, I don't. Again, you know me. I don't
He
do
doesn't
kids in
ship children.
relationships. So I hope this is more just like a schoolyard crush thing. So
I don't think it will be, but that's fine.
yeah, I pray to God. But you know who does have a lot of opinions on the Great North?
Samwise.
Our buddy Sam. Here is our friend Sam from across the pond with this week's Lone Moose Minute double feature. Take it away, Sam.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Lone Moose Minute here on From North to Wharf. I'm Sam, aka to Lone Moose and back. I've got my beef t-shirt on and I'm ready to give you my thoughts and feelings on a pair of episodes that we were treated to last Thursday, Super Smash Lovers Adventure and Serendipity Beef Adventure. So without further ado, let's dive straight into what I thought of the first of that particular duo, Super Smash Lovers Adventure. I thought it was a very good start to the double bill. Wolf and Honeybee renovating their cabin and all the shenanigans that came with it made for a very good main plot. The Bee plot was very good as well, you know, Beef purchasing his perfect coffin, which really doesn't surprise me because this is the same man who provided his whole family with tombstones back in Dr. No Adventure. And I liked the callback as well that Tobins who survived past childhood die at exactly 80, that Wolf mentioned all the way back in Season 2's Beef's Craig Beef Adventure. I thought Moon was very good as the guru, and Judy is sort of his disciple, comes second in command. Ham and Golovkin, very unexpected duo at first, but the more I saw them in the episode, the more I got to enjoy and thought that they were very fun together. Hopefully future episodes will have them team up maybe once or twice more. We'll just have to wait and see. And speaking of things I'd like to see, we had the continuing running gag of Bethany wanting to avoid spending time with her parents, which is just making me more and more curious to find out what is going on in that Boopatootie household. So if there's any TGN crew member watching tonight, can we please have a Bethany parent episode? I really want to know what's going on there. If the show does carry on for another season or so, I would really like to see what's going on there. It's totally not an excuse to see more of my favourite character. Promise. But let's quickly move on now to Serendipity Beef Adventure, an episode that had quite a lot going on, I felt. Not all of it great, but it was still a good episode throughout. I thought the plotline with Judy, Bethany, and Ham looking for the gank could have been a little bit better. Like they actually found it and they found that it was real instead of Principal Gibbons at the end. But it did make for a very fun end credit sequence, and the episode was also made up by the fact of Beef trying to avoid the curse of Curlew's kissing Comet and coming into contact with some of the people he's been romantically involved with in the past, and eventually ending up kissing Alison, voiced by Anne Yatko, which sees her taking over the duty of another Megan Mullally character, having previously done Mrs. Tuntley. We've had Moon wanting to kiss Quinn under the comet, and he confessed his feelings to her and asking her to be her girlfriend, and they kissed on Captain's Crest, which was very sweet to see. And Anne Dirt's time in the Old Moose retirement home was good to see as well, after she thought Wolf and Honeybee left her there. And we saw Goldie. We haven't seen Goldie for a while or hear her speak, so good to see her return too. One thing that did make me laugh in that episode is the fact that one of the names on the list at the beginning, Fad Addison, ended up being the mother of one of the kids. So yeah, I thought that was quite funny. I liked how both episodes experimented with different animation styles as well, something that we've seen quite a bit of this season in episodes like The Lies Aquatic, and yes, even Ham to Lose a Guy. But I think the less said about that second episode, the better. So overall, two very fun and very enjoyable episodes to take us into what looks like another long hiatus. As according to the Entertainment Identifier Registry, the next episode is Hellraiser Adventure on the 17th of July. But we'll wait and see if that happens and turns out to be the case. But I'm going to be giving both episodes a solid 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching another edition of the Lone Moose Minute. I'll see you next time, and I'll hand you back now to our wonderful hosts here at From North to Wharf.
Always.
Thank you, Sam. As far as he goes, it looks like he is right. It looks like for right now, back-to-back weeks of reruns. Nothing on July 10th and nothing 17th yet. So, while there is a break in new episodes, there won't be a break in episodes. We'll still see some replays.
Yep.
So don't you worry about that. Just going through the chat here. Made a lot of gemstones and was busy. He's him. All right, cool.
Bob's.
That's right. Usually he
Bob's.
stands at the end of the episode. But yeah, Bob's.
So this week's episode was episode 15 of this season, The Lost City of Atlantic. The Belchers have a wild night at a casino, and Linda learns more about her late grandfather than she wanted to know. This episode felt like it could have been a movie in itself. It had a plot. It had so much that could have been dove into.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the windbreaker, but there was so much more room.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done so much stuff. It could have been like the Belchers Vegas Vacation, essentially, but Jersey Vacation.
This was, and I've gone on record in the past saying we don't need any more family members. I was good with who we had. I didn't need any more introductions because introductions lead to more stories having to be told to explain who's who and blah, 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 blah. This, when they introduced the great aunt
correctly.
Yeah, it was done correctly. It was just a little bit like, hey, my grandpa cheated. I have a great aunt. Boom. We're all caught up.
We're done.
We're done. It didn't need a whole episode explaining things. It was done. Snap, snap, snap. We got a new cousin. So yeah, I thought this was how you handle a new character or new characters being introduced if you want to expand the Gennaro timeline or lifeline, if you will.
Most of the people said that they were very fine with this and liked the episode. Their only gripe was that they felt like Linda's family gets a lot of screen time, and Bob, we only know of Big Bob and Lily and Bob. That's it. And they're like, why can't we have something more than that? And it's like, there may not be more than that.
Yeah, Bob doesn't have siblings as far as we know.
Nope.
Right, it would have been brought up. We've seen Bob as a kid. There's no, as far as we know, he's an only child, so there's no cousins. There's no any of that. I mean, there may be cousins, but we haven't seen any aunts. We haven't seen any grandparents. We've seen Lily's mom, but I don't think, like, I don't think we need anybody else, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, I don't think them adding any family members adds any more depth
Because some
to the
people
show.
have very small families, and you don't know, like, it could have been very much like Lily's parents could have been already gone.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had her older. It could have been there's something there that she's not there, and that's why they're not there. So maybe Bob didn't spend a lot of time with, like, as Linda did with, like, her great grandpa or her grandpa.
Yeah,
maybe Bob did not.
It could just be Bob, Lily, and Big Bob.
And they might be like, showing you that, we already showed you Get Back to Work, Bob, and a lot of you were bummed out by that. So why would we show you this?
Yeah. And for what it's worth, I mean, what are we gonna get another? Because, like, Bob's not overly affectionate. He's not gonna be like, ooh, here's my cousin. Now we're gonna hang out with my cousin. That's not his deal. He doesn't do that.
It would take episodes to build up to Bob. He brought up Warren Fitzgerald 3 or 4 times before we even met Warren.
Mm-hmm. So I have absolutely no desire to see any extended family members unless it's done like this in a single episode.
Gennaro cello, yeah, it's named after Tony Gennaro from the show.
Yeah, because, like, this is a way, like I said, to introduce a new character, which I don't feel is going to be visited again in the future.
Mm-mm.
There's no reason.
This was
for
a
it.
one and done, and I think it was fine. They handled it well. They explained why it happened and how it happened. I know someone brought up they were a little disappointed in Linda. I think again, though. Like, yes, we would hope Linda would be very accepting and forthcoming. Like, she eventually got there, but, like, also remember, Linda's highly emotional. anything that she does not like or that changes her viewpoint about something is hard for her to handle at first. Like the idea of Jean getting older destroyed her.
And also I know JB answered this question, but Cello specifically in the episode where they go to get the tomato sauce recipe.
Yep.
We see the family tree, and it says the Gennaro family tree,
and the other side is crossed off because they're not.
Yeah, because fuck them.
We don't talk to them.
No.
But
Tony's
and I forget the other one, the other side. Tony's and
yeah, I don't remember. But that's where we get visual evidence of the name. Loved everything about this episode from I thought it was a really solid episode.
This was fun. I love that Bob had his time with the beef carving station, and he's like,
yeah, because he's about three drinks in at that point, 2 or 3
I
drinks.
love that he's also like, I had 7 pieces of prime rib.
Oof,
that's a lot.
Let's see, we have a minute.
Joey's, the Joey's and the
Al's mother, who is Linda Gale parents. I do not give a rip about the extended family. I guess that Linda and Gail's father Al has siblings. That would make sense.
I did love that he got giddy over the carving station. I do like that RVA brought that up. And the point that he literally texted Linda to be like, I'm going to need 5 to 15 minutes because I'm going to get to wear the hat and I'm going to carve. So it's going to have to wait.
My favorite bit in that little section where he said, juice.
Yeah, juice.
He's like, what? The sauce.
The sauce that you
the sauce.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So excited Bob is always fun. H. John really seemed to have a real fun time playing drunk Bob. The kids didn't really do much in this episode.
They didn't need to. I did enjoy that they tried to play the slots and they did win $12. And he's like, so what's my cut?
Which I believe that the old guy was played by H. John.
Yeah. It sounded like Gus a little bit.
Yeah. But again, much like last week when Tina was doing her thing and they just kind of did quick cuts back to the family. The kids again had their
Linda-centered episode.
Yeah, which is fine because she had to deal with the fact that she's learning that her grandpa cheated on her grandma.
That she has a half
aunt, I guess.
Half aunt, yeah.
I think that's how that math checks out. And that her grandma knew and then forgave and then kind of had a change of heart herself. And kind of was like, okay, well, if they could be okay with it, then I can be okay with it. And learning that, hey, my grandparents were just people like everybody else.
Yeah. I think that Mike summed up literally what the whole point of the episode was, is to kind of give you that idea of like, family is who they are. They're not perfect. They're not this, they're not that. And sometimes we learn things about them and we have to figure out if we want to be part of that or not.
It's kind of like when you become a certain age where you realize your parents are still figuring it out.
Yep.
You're like, holy shit, I'm 40 and I haven't figured it out. There's no way my parents know what they're doing either. We never.
Or even like when you ask them, like, how did you get through that? And they're like, we didn't. Like, we're still dealing with that. Or like, we just kind of were winging it. You didn't notice? And it's like, good. I guess we did a good job winging it.
Yeah. It was like my parents had 3 kids, a house. My mom was a stay-at-home mom.
Same.
And I'm like, how the hell did you make any of that work? Because I have no idea.
Yep. My mom watched other kids in the neighborhood, and it was just like, how did you manage 6 kids? And she's like, you guys kind of entertained yourself a little bit, but like.
But that was the thing. Like, so like I said, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad was in the Marine Corps, and military doesn't get paid all that much, let alone not enough to pay a mortgage and 3 kids and a wife. But we still went on trips and we did a bunch of stuff. And looking back now with grown-up eyes, I'm like, how? But it's easier to say that now because things are so expensive now.
Very true.
So like price-wise, it's hard to wrap my mind around it. But like back then, they weren't making all that much money. So I guess it kind of evens out. I'm like, yeah, it was the same struggle as it was then, but somehow they made it work.
Yep.
So respect for the parents. Back on chat here, we never found out that Linda and Gail's mother, Gloria, has siblings at all. Do not care. I love the callbacks. Did anyone else catch those? You mean like with Linda and Gail as little babies? Oh, Grandpa Potato.
Grandpa
Yeah.
Potato. Yeah. No, not that one, Dan.
And
The
then
other
I guess we now have Grandpa
Sweet
Butternut
Potato.
Squash.
Yeah.
Butternut Squash. As the family was leaving the casino, I literally said, "So we're overlooking Linda aiding and abetting a crime." Then Luisa. Okay.
No, but we loved that part.
Here's the thing. Linda is absolutely correct in robbing a casino. I will stand 10 toes down on this one. I'll stand on business like the kids are saying. It's okay to rob a casino. It's okay to rob an old casino. It's okay to rob old people. If they're stealing from the public like a casino does, then it's okay to steal from them. If you don't like it, then meet me outside by the fountain. I know this is off topic question, but do you two, Mike and JB, have nephews and nieces? I do.
Yep.
I do. I have a handful myself. Rico and the IRS want to know their location. Well, Rico is the crime they're being charged with.
Yes.
So Rico would not be looking for them. The police will be looking. The IRS will be looking for them. But Rico stands for racketeering.
Yep.
And then ICO. I don't know what the rest means. I know organization.
Yep.
Is the O, but I can't remember what.
Crime
Criminal organization. Racketeering inside a criminal organization, we'll say.
Something like that.
Also, I'm guessing that Linda and Gail's Uncle Donnie and Uncle Ronnie could be twins. Sure, for being argumentative, I'm going to say no, you're wrong.
They just like the name.
Yeah, they're just lazy.
Wanted it to rhyme.
It's like how my family has like 10 mics in it and just got lazy all of a sudden.
We just liked it.
We just liked it. No, you just didn't want to give any thought to it. What, Mike? What? I'm so questioning your morals now. Okay, can we meet by the fountain in the nursing home? Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll be out there. No, you never. You know, I was going to be mean about it. No, yeah, we'll meet outside by the fountain. You can meet outside by the fountain. Yeah.
I would say establishments that have that much money to the point that they just don't care about taking other people's money and knowing that, like, as much as they get upset. Okay, so casinos get upset if people count cards or try to make it better advantage for them to win. But casinos call in new dealers when they don't want to lose any more money, and they just clean you out. You're telling me they don't know how they're doing that? Just magic. Yeah. Like,
oh yeah,
no, they're stacking it against you a little bit. They have cameras everywhere. They kind of know what's going on. So like, they're taking your money. They're okay with it.
In those Ocean's 11 movies, the 11 were the heroes.
Yes.
What's funny, Linda Gail, also his cousin Donnie, and maybe Linda and Gail's cousin Donnie. No, I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that family mind game.
People at the casino, the workers who've worked there forever.
Oh,
who had like, yes, it's not a binding deal, but the guy wrote it down saying like, hey, like they should get this because they've worked here forever. And split it between them, and they're like, yeah, we're not doing that because it's not good for us.
Yeah,
they make so much money.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Cello. If you open a casino, I'm gonna rob you. There you go. I gotta go to bed soon, but I'll be.
Like, I don't feel bad for Enron guy. He should rot.
Yeah, Bernie.
He stole people's pensions.
Yeah, and I'm gonna steal your pension if you open one. Negative as soon as.
That's literally what the casino did. They stole their pensions.
So it'll be a quick brawl. Cello, I'll beat your ass. Joking, of course. I love you. I love you. That's why people steal from dollar stores. People steal from stores because they're never gonna chase you down.
Because it should be the worker's job to.
Yeah, I've worked in enough retail to know that you are taught day one. If they get to the door, let them go. Thank you, Aaron. Rob that casino. Get yo money. Atlantic City is trying to be like Las Vegas again. Atlantic City is the East Coast Las Vegas. My local channel advertising casinos out movies. Oh, there's casinos everywhere.
Yeah, we have several here.
Casinos ain't new. Aaron, you did the end credits of this episode, which were fantastic. It gave me Inside Out vibes.
Yeah, maybe? The end it did a little bit.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm trying to
Catch Me If You Can. The animated beginning of Catch Me If You Can, the movie, is kind of what it felt like.
But Aaron, did you also animate Linda choking on the cigarette butts? Because it seemed like something that might have been your thing too.
Yeah, because it's like.
Christine says, I love that Bob's mentioned casino smell. I felt like we all, of a certain age, we all knew exactly what that smell was.
I also enjoyed that they brought up, like, Bob's like, even if you didn't smoke, you smoked.
You smoked. Yeah. It's like when you mention to somebody, it's like, hey, we all know the smell a Target smells like. We all know that smell. Let's see. Aaron, oh, cool. I was shooting for old school UPA side. Okay, bet. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It might not be Inside Out that I'm thinking of, but it definitely reminded me of a Pixar thing that was trying to emulate an old school style thing. So yeah, you nailed it. Good job.
And I'll get you that sketch, Aaron. I haven't been able to draw it, but I can tell you what the idea is.
Oh. Shot. Wait. Okay. I redlined that. Christina animated the CGI.
The sig choking shot.
Okay. Gotcha.
It had a flare of Aaron in there.
Okay. Even Christine says, I love the end credits. They reminded me of Catch Me If You Can. See, I never saw that movie, so I'm gonna.
The beginning has like these little animated like figures following each other trying to catch them, but it's like and they like go up staircases, lights turn off, and they disappear. Guy turns it on, he's not there. Then he's up here, and it's all the squiggle animation with the colors.
Oh, gotcha.
So I think they're doing the same vibe.
All right. Okay, that's cool.
And a lot of end credits, it seems.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You guys did a really good job.
Fantasia, Mr. Opus. That's a good one.
Yep. Yeah, we still got to get Aaron on to chat about those end credits, and then maybe when the season's done, we can talk about all of the episodes you worked on.
Yeah, we should probably get like a bunch of people together and just start doing like recaps of like things they did and like what that's like working on it.
Yeah, because I'd hate to get to like one episode and be like, oh, Aaron, let's ask you about this one. And then we get to the next one. It's like, oh, you also did this one. And every week it's like, because Aaron's all over the place. He's always doing so much stuff. Yeah, let's do it all in one swoop. I animated the carve shot.
Or he's carving the meat.
Don't. You did the thing that I hate when people do is like, oh, like if I were to say like the swim shot, he's like, oh yeah, the shot where he's swimming. He's like, bitch, it's in. No, don't.
Yeah.
Tell me what the shot is. Is it the one where Bob's actually when he finally got to carve it?
Gets excited.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah. It's very 60s caper credits. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Again, I wonder how Bob's gonna be able to cook somewhere in Insomnia Bob, even when Bob has insomnia. Well, I guess we'll figure it out when the episode comes out.
I mean, Bob's cooked when he had to run the cab.
Yeah.
We've seen him when he's been on meth.
And he liked it.
He was drinking when he was going out with his chef buddies. He's dead. He's dead. Go away. He's dead. That was a great episode, actually.
When Bob was drunk texting Linda. See, so Bob can do it when he's impaired. It's second nature to him.
I just wonder if we're gonna have some weird dreams while he's doing it.
Oh man, we haven't had a fever dream episode in a minute. So maybe we also haven't had it. Well, we had a triptych. I don't think we have had a triptych this season though.
That I can think of now.
No, we had one last season. All right. Any parting ideas or thoughts on Bob's here?
Not that I can think of. No, it was solid. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better ones of the season. I mean, they've all been pretty good for the most part, but I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was just a fun take. We haven't had like a fun kind of just like episode where it's like, let's just wing it, let's just have fun. So
yeah, we haven't had a Linda episode where Linda didn't become
a monster.
Yeah, so this definitely did that, and it expanded upon the family tree without it being like so heavy-handed. It's just kind of like, hey, I have a great aunt. Okay, cool, that was all done. Season 15 broke that streak because it started in an election. Huh? It's been around for 15 seasons. We've had 3 presidents. There's always been an election. What are you talking about? I'm not getting into that. All in all, solid episode. The season's been really good up to this point, I really feel.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see. I know we have a handful of episodes left in this season. I don't know what the final count's going to be, but I know next week we're doing reruns, and then I think the week after that we're back on the new episodes.
The tortoise one, and then I think we're supposed
Yes.
to have maybe Wiley's after that.
Wiley's is July 10th, and then the week after that we're having him on to discuss
Yep.
Wild Stallions, and then the week after that we leave for San Diego.
Yep.
Oh, it's so busy here in From North to Wharf World.
That doesn't even include making all the giveaways and getting everything ready and together and finishing a small project on top of the woodchucks.
Oh, the book.
It's getting there.
Oh, yeah. It's out of your hands, though, right?
For the most part, I just have to do quick doodles and sketches and things that, like, he's like, hey, I need this, like, redone, or I need this. But we had a good talk, so he gave me, like, a list of things, and I knocked most of them out.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But the deadline for us for that is going to be the 15th.
Okay.
Because then I can ship it to Todd. And he's like, I'll bring it down.
Cool. And then the big thing, you already have all the wood cut, so you're staining and doing all that. So
yeah, probably do that this weekend when he's napping.
Yeah,
I'll just stain it all because it's going to be super freaking hot, so this should dry super fast. So I can just let the tarp out and just take a little sponge with the stain and just go.
This week we'll also finalize the sticker designs and potential shirt designs.
Yep.
Oh, so much going on. But it's all fun. Okay, JB, anything parting words you'd like to bestow upon our people here before we go ahead and call it?
It's okay to rob a casino, guys.
It's okay to rob a casino.
Garbage.
It's okay to rob old people. They're not going to fight back. Knock them over if you want. They fall easily.
Patton Oswalt made the joke: if you're 90 and you can choke a person, you can't go to trial.
Yeah.
You should be able to fight off a 90-year-old.
Yeah. After 80, you can do what you want, and if you get your ass whooped in the process, then so be it. That's picking.
Kind of how he described it. He's like, that's evolution.
Yeah, that is
if you
natural.
Can't win against a 100-year-old, then there is no murder charge.
Yeah. IRS, we found one.
There's not enough IRS agents to actually look into that anymore.
Yeah, they don't care.
So yeah.
But yeah, okay. Like JB said, rob old people, they deserve it. And they fall over easily.
Yeah, just push them over.
Weebles don't wobble, but old people fall down. Good night, everybody.
Good night.